Hey YouTubers, and welcome to Asus Tech Tips. Today I'm going to show you how to access your Asus RT-N56U, and this is loosely applied to the 56U as well, wireless router using a host name. How to get the FTP on the router going again, and an alternative FTP option rather than using the Asus. So without further ado, let's jump straight to it. You're going to need a hostname, and if you don't have a hostname, you can get one from noip.com. That's www.noip.com. When you get there, register. I'm sure you're all capable of registering. Go through the steps and yeah, make yourself a host name. I'm just going to quickly log in here. Oops, okay, hang on. Right, here we are. So once you have created your host name, which is easily done, you just click on add a host. Put in the name that you want. Choose your ending. So you've got here no IP plus, no IP enhanced. You've got to ignore all of those because those are the ones you pay for. You want to go down to no IP free domains and choose whatever one you want. Once you've got that, make sure you've selected A, create, and then just follow the instructions, get the email, activate your account, and so on. Do pretty much what it says. Once you've got your host name, then we're ready to move on. Now, just a quick note to you guys, if this is the first time you're setting up a host name and it doesn't work immediately, be patient. These things do take time to update and propagate, so, you know, give it a moment. And any questions, these are the chaps to talk to. So let us log out. As you can see, I just want to quickly show you before I log out. My host name is here. So we log out. Now, for this example, I want to make sure I've got no forwarding. So I'm going to open my firmware. And advanced port forwarding, delete it, apply. Cool. Alright, so I've cleared my port forwarding rule, so now I will be at the same stage you guys are. So to quickly test it, we want to enter in so you can see there it works. Now, okay, so now the domain is, or sorry, not the domain, the host name is working. I now have access to my router and I can put that in from any computer and it'll work. What that there is, what it's doing is it's changing my external IP address into this name here. Cool. Just to show you that it actually is working this way, I'm going to access my server. SSL. And this won't work because I need to port forward to my server, and that's what the host does when you set it up with no IP. It recognizes your external IP and it sticks the name to that IP so that when you put in your host, it translates it to your external IP, which gives you the page we were just looking at. So now you can see I've just tried to access my server, but it won't work because I need to make a slight addition to that. I need to port forward. So we go port forwarding, we enter in our server, or whatever device it is that you want to forward to. I'm just using my server as an example. This could be a folder on your desktop set up as an FTP. It could be a USB key plugged into the back of your router. You know, I hope you all understand the basics of forwarding. If not, Google it, but this is how it's done. So server, port range is going to be 5001 for my SSL. We want to choose the server, add, apply, back to Google, and let's try it again. And it should work now. Cool, so it's working. So that's port forwarding for you guys. Now let's go back in here and show you how to enter in your own DDNS. Just a quick tip before we change screen. Make sure that you have enabled your port forwarding actually. I mean, you know, it's not going to work if you don't. So click on advanced, click on DDNS. Now this is for all of you who ask me, how can I access the USB key plugged into the back of my router using my own hostname? This is how you do it. Yes, custom. Now you want to enter in, the email address you used to register on noip.com or whatever service you registered with. It's the email and the password you use to log into that account. So in this case, sorry, a bit tired. Yes, apply. Cool. Let's give that a try. Cool. Alright, so now we want to set up our Asus FTP key. So I'm going, I already set it up. To set up your Asus key, you need to click on AI disk. I'm just going to set it again. So now this is the screen you should all be looking at when you're setting it up for the first time or setting it up again. Choose limitless. It's a good way to start. Click next. I'm going to use my own FTP. My own hostname for this FTP, so I'm going to skip. Click on next. I'm going to take note. Okay. Now we can see. You see? Let's give that a try. Finish. Open. Cool. So there's my disk. And that's how it works. For those of you who don't want to use your own hostname, you can go set again, next, put in a name. We shall call it okay. Okay, pausing, having a think. Okay, I believe this should work. Alright, so we've registered with Asus. Come on, choppity chop. Right, okay, so advanced settings. DDNS. It is enabled. Another reason why you shouldn't use the Asus one, get your own hostname. It'll make life a lot easier. Most of the time this works. I don't understand why it's not working now. Asus on their servers. Cool. Apply. Good. Alright, so there we go, it's worked. Just make a note of that. And we'll put you over here for the moment. Alright, so for those of you who don't have your own hostname and you want to create it through asuscom.com, that's how you do it. And you will end up at the next screen, which will look like this. So open up Notepad like I just did. Take note of these two links. This here is going to be your FTP link, what you use to access your FTP from your own or another ISP, another internet connection. This here is the useless link. Don't bother using it. We'll delete that. Instead, you want to get the name of your key, and you do that by clicking on USB application. In USB application, click on miscellaneous. Copy that or give it a name. Super key. Yep. Apply. Doesn't really matter what you call it, just if you don't want to use it. And to be honest with you, maybe it might be wise to give it a name other than your router's name. So now you'll see it works. I'm just going to pause you, this is taking a while. Okay, so now the key's name has changed. What we want to do is we want to take that. So 2 slashes and then whatever the name of your key is. And the reason why we do that is because it's so much easier to put stuff on your key this way. See how cool that is? Now, for those of you who don't want to have to push and hold down the Windows and R button, do your // and enter in the key every single time, what you can do is you can map it. There's loads of ways to map it. Drives, many of you have your own ways. I'm just going to show you one simple way, and you know, if you don't like it, you can figure out another way. On this screen, hit Alt. Once you push the Alt key, go to Tools and Map. Or you could just right hand click and choose Add Network Location. But mapping is better because you get a drive letter. So Alt, Tools, Map, enter it in. Whoops, a daisy. Let's try that again. There we go. AI disk. And we shall put you on Z. Now, that means every single time you want to access your key, you just pop into my computer. So, Windows key and E. There she is. Rename, something more pretty. Bloody German keyboards. FTP, my FTP. There we go, you see? Nice. Try it again. My computer. Excellent. Really cool. So yeah, and now let's try it this one. I'm not sure if we did it before. Let's do it again. Okay, so there we go. Now you can see it works. This is all very well. Security on this is not brilliant. You can set up users and read and write options through this screen here, and your internal network neighborhood share. It's not great. I mean, this FTP will work for basic functions. It's not going to work for more advanced functions. Now, I'm currently dealing with somebody who wants a little bit more advanced features, and we're trying to set it up this way, and it's not really recommended, so this video is kind of for you. But here is an alternative. Alright, this is the way that I do my FTP. Instead of using the Asus, I use just a folder on my PC. Well, to be honest with you, it's actually a folder on my server, but for this example, it's on my PC. What you need to do is you need to get two small programs which are free. Open up your internet and type in Google Filezilla. This is a nice free application for those of you who want to set the server up. Get the server and the client. For those of you who just want to take from someone else's server, just get the client. Download them both, install them. It's a next finished job. It's easy enough. For the server, I would recommend leaving the IP the way it is, which is 127.0.0.1. If you want to change it to something else, go ahead. It does complicate things a little bit. If you can get it working, brilliant. If not, go back to 127.0.0.1. Now, what you need to do is you need to open up the client, and we shall open up the server interface. For setting up, this is the screen that you want. Now, let us just kill all of our users. So you want to click on here. Whoops, sorry. Here. Then you want to click on add a user, yourself or admin. Give your admin a password. Click on shared folders and share a folder, whatever folder you want. In this case, I'm going to do downloads. Actually, hang on. No, what I'll do is I'll do storage instead. So here we go. G for storage, H for home. Admin wants all access. And limits. No limits for the admin. We don't need to filter anything. OK. This here is for your groups. Same thing as users. Just click on add, give it a group, set your settings, and you're done. The settings are pretty much like this. Okay. So we want to go to these guys, general, shared folders, add, and we'll give storage. Test FTP. This here is for the users. Storage, test, users, okay, make it the home. We want them to be able to read, list, and see the subdirectories, and that's it. We don't want them to do anything else. Good. Okay, we'll create another, add Bob, we'll stick him in the users, add storage, where are you? So now you get the idea. Speed, I want to give him a horrible speed, 10, we'll leave it there like that. Okay. So now we've set up our 2 users, and you can see how easy it is to do that. So we'll put the servers side by side so you can see what's going on. Now we want to connect with admin. See? So now you can see what's happening from the server side and what's happening from the client side. Toppity top, load directory. Cool. And it is literally as easy as that, people. So now you know how to get a pretty funky FTP going on, and this here is like a device. You port forward as you would any other device like my server, and now you know how to access your router using a host, how to set up a device and port forward to that device, how to set up a USB key with the Asus DNS, how to use your own DNS to access your key, and how to set up a proper FTP sharing server and have a client that works. You can use a browser if you want to, but to be honest with you, using this client is an awful lot better. A lot more options and things that you can do. It's just all round easier, more friendlier and quicker to use rather than having to rely on the limitations of a internet browser. But hey, it's up to you guys, whatever helps you sleep at night. I hope that this video has been helpful, that you can understand it, you have learned from it. Thank you all very much for watching. Take care and good night.